Make sure that you tell us about yourself matches with your CV. Because when tell us about yourself, it's actually a summary of your CV. So you're not going to say, how many years old, what. It's already in the CV. I'm matriculated in doing what you studied. And the work must be according, not what you're doing now. Like you'll say, in your case, you'll say, I matriculated 2012 and I studied at City College from 2014. What happened in 2013? There's a gap.
2014, 2017.
2013.
Yeah, I started I took it wasn't a gap year, I just didn't know what.
Yeah, I said a gap year.
Inspired.
When you talk, we're looking at your CV. I matriculated 2012 and 2013 I took a gap year.
Okay.
Have a reason why you took a gap year. I took a gap year to volunteer at a shelter, what. And then 2014 to 2016 I did my N4 mechatronics. 2018 then I went to work at Ackermans. You must have your dates. I went at Ackermans because I was looking for an opportunity to get into the mechatronics. But the skills that I learned, you go in and mention the skills. But if you've got more than one job, here we don't know when did you work at Treasure, when did you go. So it must follow each other. The gap years, because HR will know them, make sure that you've got a reason. If you say, I matriculated 2012 and 2013 I went to upgrade my metric or my maths because I wanted to study mechatronics. I took a gap year, why did you take? Yeah. But the other thing, don't mention financial. Our people like saying, after matric, I didn't go to school because I had financial problems. That says you're not taking responsibility because everyone will come with that story.
There's NSFAS, there's...
Yeah. Or I worked at Ackermans that 1 year to save money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure that you know your CV. We mustn't be asking you questions like, where? Make sure, if someone applies on your behalf, make sure that they give you the CV they applied with, so that you can. Otherwise, you'll be saying, "I never worked at Ackermans." Yes, you'll say, "I didn't work at Ackermans." Now your credibility is out of the window. Yes. And know the times you must know from 2013. You rehearse that, no? 2012, I did my metric. 2013, I took a gap year to volunteer. Maybe say a motivation why the reason is because when I was doing my metric, I volunteered at Operation Hunger, and I wanted to work to give 1 year of my life to help people, so that when I get into my career, then I've done that part, because I didn't want to do it in between. And I learned a lot from this volunteering. I said to empathy, working with people who are distressed, and it built me as a person to be the person that I am today. Those are the things that counts, because that's the personality coming out. Don't answer a lower level, answer. Right? And the mechatronics, why did you start? Don't wait for the interview, for the HR. The reason why I started, because I was watching a movie one day and I saw the way, how they do it, and it looked interesting to me, and I researched and I discovered that there's a course that actually does that. That's what I want to do. I'm passionate. When you say I'm passionate, there's a story behind that, and they will ask you, so when you did this course, did you think you'll get a job? And because we know this unemployment is high, you might say, I was planning, if I don't get a job, to do something on my own, okay? Or volunteer at a big company and later do something that I'm passionate about, because you might have this qualification for the next 10 years and you don't get a relevant job. But if you volunteer at a company, and you can still open your own business. And know, when I ask you about your work experience, have it on your CV that you volunteered, because it's not here.
I thought it was a career element.
No, it is. If you said volunteered at a shelter, it shows, remember in an interview we check for other skills, we can see that you're empathetic, compassionate, and for someone who's hiring, I want someone who's on the side, not on the other side of, someone who's nicer, is bound to last in a job. So mention those things. And especially if you don't have a lot of working experience, say, I worked at Ackermans as a cashier. This is the skills that I acquired. Working with difficult customers, attention to detail, working with money, working with stock, it's the list is endless. Give at least 5 for comments and the next one. And working at a shelter, I learned how to deal with people in distress. I learned how to not to show my emotions, because people are working in, they sometimes become emotional. And when someone who's emotionally intelligent, that, you get what I mean? So I've learned to control my emotions, because if someone is distressed or in a bad situation, I'm the one who's supposed to be the bigger person. It's a skill that we want to learn. And the last thing, on a personal level, try to prepare, because when you're thinking and you're talking at the same time, there's no eye contact. You like all over the place.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So when you're confident, when you know how to answer the question, it's eye contact. So eye contact is very important. But for a first timer, I'd say you did very well, because you knew what you wanted to say, even though it didn't come. Yeah, but you knew what you wanted to say. And for someone who's doing mechatronics, I would definitely hire you. That's my feedback.
This helped a lot, thank you.
If you put in your duties or your skills, it shows what you've done. But from someone who's in HR, I'm assuming that you've done the things, but you can always put more. You might have worked at Ackermans, but you were a supervisor. So that on its own shows, it shows when I'm recruiting, and you said I was relieving the store manager. Now, even if you're a cashier, you're relieving a store manager, it shows leadership. It's skills that we are looking for. So add whatever duties you've done, what. We'll get the skills from that. But to answer the question, if you it's a mechatronics, but if you have a different experience, normally I'd say I've got a marketing qualification, but I'm in HR. Whatever you learn doesn't go to waste. Whatever I have learned in this role as a cashier, I can always apply the skills in a new position.
I think what we should also consider is that wherever you land, you always work with people. So you have to have people skills, you have to respect people, you have to be neat, you have to be kind everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're in engineering or you're a cashier or you're a cleaner, you always have to respect people and have that. It's a skill. Some people don't have mannerisms, the right mannerisms to address people. So everywhere you go, you're that person that knows how to talk to people, how to listen, how to...
Yeah, and for people who are still entering the job market, you might also say, I took the job because I knew I would acquire skills along the way. I wasn't going to sit at home and wait for the... So along the 2 years that I worked, I have skills, and I have work ethic. I can go in a work environment and apply, because work ethic is work ethic. It doesn't matter where you go. Mention the work ethic. It's very important.
Work ethic, keyword.
Work ethic, attention to detail.
Yes.
Oh, you say those words in an interview because we want someone who's going to come back and do what they're supposed to do. Yes. Attention to detail, work ethic, because I know I'm going to follow the rules. Yes. Managers want people who follow the rules. The more you express in an interview that you'll follow the rules, we don't want to work with someone who's going to be late, someone who's going to challenge you and all that, because that's the culture of corporate. So don't forget to, and the other thing, willing to learn. Always when they say, why do we want to hire you? I've got the qualification and the experience, and I'm willing to learn and contribute to the company.